is about doing a git rebase in order to squash commits. That is to take several commits, maybe 5 or 6, and collapse them down to a single commit. And you might want to do that if you're working in a company, you've made several commits on your local machine, and just want to push one big commit for a pull request. So I'll create a new repository. Test Rebase will be a good name for me. And I've already set up a terminal window and a finder window to make this nice and quick. Just copy and paste that, which just creates a markdown file with the name of the repo in there. So if I refresh this, okay, test rebase is good, that's reassuring. And what I'm going to do is open readme.md, so that's a markdown file. I happen to have cot editor, so it opens in there. And I'm going to make a demonstration, which is just typing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in turn and making commits of them in turn. So I can check I'm on the right track by doing a git diff, which is good. I've added the 1. So I can do add my readme.md, which is where the change is, then do a commit, and I'm going to have a rather silly name, which is just 1. But it makes it faster for this tutorial. I'm going to do the same with 2. Okay, save. I add the file. Go to 3, 4. By the way, there's a history on terminal, so I just click up and down on the keyboard to be able to access these, so I can do it reasonably fast. I said I'd go up to 6, I believe. So save, git add readme. Of course, I'm not pushing, so the remote repo is exactly the same. So if I do a git log, then I can see there are all my commits. 2, 1. Okay, I can exit with Q. So what I'm going to do is do an interactive rebase. So that's git rebase I. So what's happening here is we currently have our 6 commits. I'm going to keep the first one, and that's one we'll rename. And for these ones, we're going to squash. So if I press I to insert here, I can write squash. And for each of these, I'm going to write squash. Because these are the commits that I'm going to squash down and kind of put in with the first one. Okay, that looks good. I pressed escape. And then if I press colon WQ, that brings up this, which is the message. So for my commit message, I'm going to get rid of this because I think it's not that easy to read. Again, I can press I to insert. Just going to delete these and just change the first commit message, because we've squashed it down to our single commit. And I can just call it 1 to 6. Escape and colon Q again. WQ saves. So successfully rebased and updated. So what am I expecting to see when I do git log? Well, I'll still have my initial commit because I didn't change that. And then instead of having 1 to 6, we have my single commit, which is 1 to 6. If I do a git push, it will push it to the remote repo that we made at the beginning. Of course, we just went through the git commands to be able to do it, copied and pasted them. So when I refresh, I'm expecting this to say test rebase and 1 to 6, which it does, that's reassuring. And when I look at the commits, there's only 2 commits. So as far as anyone who looks at this is concerned, there are only 2 commits here, and there were only 2 commits in history. Here is now showing 2 commits. So that's exactly what I wanted. I've clapped those commits down into 1, so I only have 2 commits instead of saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I hope you can see, if you're creating your own project, how this might be useful to you.